He tried to stand up, but he realized that there was some tube in his arm. Yes, that's the only reason why he can't stand up. And when he tried to get up, it fell out and a nurse rushed in.
Wouldn't you have a full body cast or something?
I don't think you can get out of bed just yet, she said as she put him back in his bed and reinserted the tube. Jeff sat there with no vision, no idea
Severely
of what his
burned child.
surroundings were. Finally, after hours, he heard his mother. Honey, are you okay? She asked. Jeff couldn't answer, though. His face was
No, Mom, I'm not okay. I was burned to a crisp at a children's birthday party. I didn't even want to go to him in a full body cast. I'm not okay, thanks.
Yeah, like fucking 12-year-old shot at me. One guy stabbed me in the arm and threw me through
My
a screen
brother's in
door.
juvenile hall.
Look, Mom.
This is the worst time to ask that I'm okay.
You're okay. And he was unable to speak. Oh, honey, I have great news. After all the witnesses told the police that Randy confessed of trying to attack you, they decided to let Lou go.
Okay.
Yeah.
No
This made
response from Jeff?
This made Jeff almost bolt up, stopping halfway, remembering, I kind of wish there was no response. He's just like, I don't care anymore.
I can't feel anything anyway.
Yep. I can't feel my dick.
I am a Terminator now.
I'll be back.
He's a cold, heartless killing machine.
This made Jeff almost bolt up, stopping halfway, remembering the tube coming out of his arm. He'll be out by tomorrow, and then you two will be able to be together again.
Wait, out by tomorrow? I thought you said he was getting out today. What the fuck? What the fuck, Mom?
One more day of anal butt sex.
Exactly.
As opposed to anal sex.
Oh, okay, if
Easy.
his skin had been melted off and it turned out he was a robot the whole time, the story would have been 300 times better.
I would have been
He's a
A.O.
Terminator.
Alright. Jeff's mother...
Because that happened in Terminator 1. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. Jeff's mother hugs Jeff and says her goodbyes. The next couple of weeks were those where Jeff was visited by his family. Then came the day where his bandages were to be removed. His family were all there to see it, what he would look like. As the doctors unwrapped the bandages from Jeff's face, everyone was on the edge of their seats. They waited until the last bandage holding the cover on his face was almost removed. Let's hope for the best, says the doctor. He quickly pulled the cloth, letting the rest fall from Jeff's face. Jeff's mother screams at the sight of his face. Lou and Jeff's dad stare awestruck at his face. What happened to my face? Jeff said. He rushed to the bed and ran to the bathroom. He looked in the mirror and saw the cause of the distress. His face. It's horrible. His lips were burnt to a deep shade of red. His face was turned into a pure white color, and his hair singed from brown to black.
The Joker's transformation makes sense more than this.
Yeah. He slowly put his hand to his face. It had a sort of leathery feel to it now. He looked back at his family, then back to the mirror. Jeff, said Lou, it's not that bad. Not that bad, said Jeff. It's perfect. His family were equally surprised. Jeff started laughing uncontrollably. There's no period, by the way. This is all one sentence. Jeff started laughing uncontrollably. His parents noticed that his left eye and hand were twitching. Jeff, are you okay? Okay, I've never felt more happy. Ha 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 ha. Look at me. This face goes perfectly with me. He couldn't stop laughing. He stroked his face, feeling with it, looking at it in the mirror. What caused this? Well, you may recall that when Jeff was fighting Randy, something in his mind, his sanity, snapped. Now he was left as a crazy killing machine. That is, his parents didn't know. Just a recap, guys, in case you weren't smart enough to remember what has happened throughout this story. Either that or too bored. Doctor, said Jeff's mom, is my son all right? You know, in the head. I say, well, he's right there. So the doctor, the professional medical expert, says, oh yes, this behavior is typical for patients that have taken very large amount of painkillers.
Damn.
Yes.
They pumped him full of painkillers, first off.
If you take a lot of ibuprofen, you go crazy.
That's what painkillers do.
Yes. If his behavior doesn't change in a few weeks, bring him back here and we'll give him a psychological test.
Why not now?
Oh, thank you.
Exactly, what's stopping them?
And you know what? Even if they didn't suspect him of being an insane psychopath, wouldn't they want to do a psychological test just to make sure he hadn't been like traumatized or something?
By
PTSD.
being burnt to a crisp.
After having to fight guys with guns and knives?
Dressed like cowboys.
Well, no. Those guys were dressed
I wish they were.
oddly.
That'd be one.
Oh, well, whatever.
So Jeff looks away from
I forgot,
the
I'm sorry.
His face still formed into a crazy smile. Okay, mommy. Ha ha ha. His mother took him by the shoulder and took him to get his clothes. This is what came in, said the lady at the desk. Jeff's mom looked down to see the black dress pants and white hoodie her son wore. Now they were clean of blood and now stitched together. Jeff's mother led him to his room and made him put his clothes on.
Hang on a minute.
Yep.
Okay, I the reason why I know this is because I actually looked up like I can't remember if it was a top 10 video or whatever of like oddest ways to die or something like that, but pretty much when someone is burning alive, they act like a reversed candle. Their tissues and all the like fats and all of that being the wax, while the clothing items they wear being like the candle wick, which typically burns to a crisp first.
That's a good point.
So,
Why are his clothes burnt up?
his clothes seem completely fine except a little bit sewn together. No, wait. They used stitched together, as if the clothes were a part of his body originally. Huh? Okay, continue.
Yep. Children, that's how fire works.
Continue.
Later, alright, Jeff's mother led him to his room and made him put his clothes on. Then they left, not knowing that this was their final day of life.
Ominous.
Later that night, Jeff's mother woke to a sound coming from the bathroom. It sounded as if someone was crying. She slowly walked over to see what it was. When she looked into the bathroom, she saw a horrendous sight. Jeff had taken a knife and carved a smile into his cheeks. Jeff, what are you doing? Asked his mother. Jeff looked over to his mother. I couldn't keep smiling, Mommy. It hurt after a while. Now I can smile forever. Jeff's mother noted. By the way, there was no ending to that quotation marks, so this is all still what Jeff is saying.
Good.
Jeff's mother noticed his eyes, ringed in black. Jeff, your eyes. His eyes were seemingly never closing. I couldn't see my face.
I like to imagine he's just yelling that at his mom while she's staring at him. He's yelling this monologue at her.
Yeah.
I couldn't see my face. I got tired and my eyes started to close. I burned out the eyelids so I could forever see myself, my new face. Again.
So he's blind now?
Oh! God. Okay, here's another little science lesson. Eyelids, they keep dust and other particles, including your own skin, out of your eyes so that you can constantly see. So after probably a few days of having his eyelids burned out, mind you, so his eyes are probably fucked up by the fire that he used to burn them out, he would also possibly go blind from the fact that he's got so many fucking particles built up on his eyes alone.
Jeff the Killer has eye drops with him.
That would need moisture on your eyes from blinking. If you lose that, your eyes could get badly damaged.
Yeah.
Because like they've done things in history where people have their eyes sewn open and they go blind eventually. So the same thing's gonna happen to him.
Cataracts.
I couldn't see my face. I got tired and my eyes started to close. I burned out the eyelids, my new face. Jeff's mother slowly started to back away, seeing that her son was going insane. What's wrong, Marmy? Marmy? Yes, that's my fault. I'm sorry.
Marmy.
Marmy.
What's wrong,
Marmy,
Mommy?
what's the problem?
Aren't I beautiful? Yes, son, she said. Yes, you are. Let me go get Daddy so he can see your face. She ran into the room and shook Jeff's dad from his sleep. Honey, get the gun. Why doesn't she call 911? Why does she just instantly say we need to shoot our son now?
Oh my god.
He's gone. We can't save him.
He's gone. Put him down now.
Forget Jeff. He's dead.
I'm sorry, old Yeller. I'm gonna put you down.
Don't bring that up now. No.
She stopped as she saw Jeff in the doorway, holding a knife. Mommy, you lied. That's the last thing they hear as Jeff rushes them with the knife, gutting both of them.
I'm pretty sure a man would be started awake and be able to at least defend himself for a good bit before being
Against
gutted.
a severely burned 13-year-old.
Well, if there's one
Wait, no,
thing
no, no. He apparently has Superman strength, though, because he managed to break someone's wrist using only his hand.
I managed to
And
kill a guy
punch someone's heart.
and kill a guy by smacking him once on the head with a towel rack.
Yeah. He's got some good aim, some good speed, and some good strength. That's a good Dungeons and Dragons character
And
if I
was
ever seen
trained
one.
in the Shaolin arts.
Yeah. Like,
So-
what was this guy? A fucking cross-country star slash semi-black belt before he came to this neighborhood? What the hell?
I like how we go to like this kid's so strong, and you mix black belt with cross country.
No,
Like clearly,
his
when you think
speed,
killer, you
his
think
speed.
black belt. Okay, but still,
Oh,
come on,
trust me, guys.
It's
If there's
better
one
than
thing,
that.
if there's one thing that the Jeff the Killer mythos will teach us, it's that getting burnt with by bleach and alcohol gives you superpowers. And if I decide to read you guys the sequel, then you will see that even more.
A sequel?
Yes,
Okay. Like, it's not a fan
No,
fiction, is
no,
it? It's
I'm out.
written by the same guy?
it's not a fan. I don't think it's by the same guy, but it's considered to be the sequel,
Okay.
Oh dear.
and it's even worse. But anyway, they got one more paragraph. His brother Lou
Oh, thank
woke
God.
up, startled by some noise. He didn't hear anything else, so he just shut his eyes and tried to go back to sleep. He was
So
on
the
the border.
yelling and the screaming did not wake him up.
Apparently
That's
not.
normal for mom
He's
and
a
dad.
heavy sleeper. It's like, finally, a day without anal rape. That is terrible. I am sorry.
Out of prison. All right. As he was on
He's a
the border,
changed boy.
as he was on the
His one
border
day
of
in
Slum,
juvie messed him up.
It
as he
wasn't
was on
one
the
day, it was
border,
two.
it was
Oh.
like a week or so.
Oh.
It was a while.
Quick
Anyway,
to get
as
through it, end the pain.
As he was on the border of slumber, he got the strangest feeling that someone was watching him. He looked up. Before Jeff's hand covered his mouth, he slowly raised the knife, ready to plunge it into Lou. Lou thrashed here and there, trying to escape Jeff's grip. Shh, Jeff said. Go to sleep. And there we go. We're done.
Okay, so one fully grown man was able to fight Jeff away from his son, whereas the other fully grown man was not able to save his wife or himself from his own son. Sure. Sure. And then he kills the one person he probably still cares about. Because he,
Yeah.
even after going insane, he still cared about Lou, and then he just kills him. What?
Oh my. Okay, yeah. I'm sorry. I went to look up the
Why did
sequel.
this get popular now?
Yeah. Okay. 1 second. I went to look up the sequel, and it's called the Jeff the Killer Wiki, and it's abbreviated JTK Wiki. And so I clicked on it expecting some background of the creepy Jeff the Killer picture. It's a kitten, and the thing says it's abbreviated to just the kittens,
Wow.
but it's got the Jeff the Killer stories on it, so that's fine. But so here we have one of the worst freaking creepypastas in existence.
One of the
That's a
worst
lot.
stories in existence.
I've heard fan
That's a-
fictions and smut better than this.
So why did this get popular? And can this be
It's
considered
still a mystery.
and can this be considered so bad it's good, or is this just bad?
It's just bad.
Yeah, it's just,
Like, okay. Can we also
We don't
discuss
need to
real quick?
elaborate
Can
on
we
that
can we
point.
discuss real quick a point that we discussed before the video of the quote unquote original Jeff the Killer photo?
so the original Jeff the Killer image was actually taken from Facebook pictures of an obese girl who committed suicide because she was bullied so much, and the person who made the story, at least to our knowledge, when they made the image, they used her pictures, and that's sick. I'm pretty sure they did it knowingly. I don't know 100%, but if they did do it knowingly,
Like, we're not
that's
the story
kind
creators. We don't know what was going through the guy's mind or the girl's mind or
That's
whatever when they
kind
put it
of
God, we're
up
not the
with the
story
picture.
creators.
So
all right. So all right. So let's see if we can figure out why this piece of shit. We can't. All right. So admittedly, had Jeff the Kill oftentimes the thing with the creepypastas if is like can it scare people? And admittedly, when I first read the creepypasta, yeah, it scared me.
like when I
Because
first heard about it and you like read parts of it to me, like I said, I haven't read physically any of this stuff, but he read the parts of it to me so I could get a basic idea for what the Jeff the Killer thing was. Way back when it was actually like popping up, very popular along with Slenderman and all of the other stuff. And it actually scared me a bit. I could not sleep that night for most of the night when he told me that one, along with multiple others. So
yes. And I think mostly it's just because the very, very, very core idea, and that's of someone going crazy and becoming a serial killer, is a real fear, and that's something that can actually happen.
yeah, like a certain event happening to someone, it could be anyone even, just making them snap. Like it just sets them off and they go mental and they can't come back from being that way.
Yeah.
And throwing on top of that he's a child makes it all the more disturbing and unsettling.
And
Yeah,
honestly, the one thing that I think he did pretty well in this was by opening with the newspaper. And I think had he separated it, or he or she, I don't know who wrote it, had they separated the newspaper and the normal thing better, it would have been better. But it's mostly because when you open with the newspaper, it sort of painted a picture of what an encounter with the serial killer would have been like, and it was actually a creepy image, like all of a sudden waking up and seeing this person standing there.
standing there staring at you, a window open that had previously been closed. The only thing you can see in the light being their eyes and possibly a bit of their
Like
bleach
random
white face.
Yeah, and that's a creepy image. Also, the image is creepy as shit. Like I'm not gonna lie, it's scary.
Like, that's something you don't want to see.
Yeah,
And that's something that'll actually be, in my case at least, burned into your memory after you've seen it. Like, it's like a train wreck. You can't unsee it, but you still see it.
Mhm.
And bad
Except the
comparison,
train wreck
I
is
know,
kind of
but-
enjoyable to watch.
Oh, wow.
if there's nobody
Not
in
for
the
the sake
train,
that people got
yeah,
hurt. It's like watching a NASCAR crash. No one dies, but man, it's fun to watch.
Jeez.
true.
Well, let's be
All right.
honest.
Yeah, no, that's true. All right, so
Again, I am sorry for all the off-key comments.
all right, so I think we've come up with a good hypothesis as to why. Now let's ask the big question: why did Jeff become this popular? Like he's the creepypasta. Like when you think creepypastas, you either think Slenderman or Jeff the Killer.
And then,
And
if you're any more entrenched in the community, you got Ben and a few others.
Ray, Smile Dog, things like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah. Why did he become this popular? I don't know. Fangirls.
Yeah, I've got no explanation for this one.
I
Like,
only
pop culture references, perhaps? Who knows? Who knows? Like, maybe it's just, like, a certain... Like, it gets put up on a blog, and then a lot of people start talking about it on YouTube, and then things just go from there, maybe. I don't know.
Well, were creepypastas like even a thing when this came out? Was it like one of the first
I think
ones, or
Jeff
how
was one of
long have
the.
they been around?
I think Jeff was an older one. So
Like, Jeff and Slendy are definitely, like, some of the first ever mentioned, that is.
yeah, I think Ben was one of the first
Well,
game
that would
ones.
probably be it then, because it was such a new thing and people just started running with it. Like,
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
about how when Slender the game got popular, like, no one had done anything quite like that before, and that was scary. But, like, in retrospect, it's really not. It's just so bare
Mhm.
bones, so there's nothing to it, there's no substance or depth to it. That's the same thing.
Like, I remember, shoot, back in what? I think it was 2000 and... Like, 2011, 2012, when I first heard about Slenderman and actually, like, looked it up on the school's computer that I was at. And I looked it up and I was like, wow, this is actually pretty interesting and kind of scary. I need to know more about it. So if it's a real thing, which of course it's not, I can avoid it. So I read up as much as I could about it and then found out, oh, it's pretty much a campfire story, huh? An online creepypasta campfire story. So that's how I got indwelt into, I guess, you could say, the world of creepypastas. But
So now the real question is, guys, what do we read next? Do we read a good creepypasta or another bad creepypasta?
or another bad thing in
We
general.
read the no. What we read actually is a very good thing. It's a webcomic called Bearmageddon.
What?
I don't think we can
It's
read
amazing. Oh no! We can do a review of it. Keep that in mind. Bearmageddon. It's actually amazingly good. It's written by one of the guys who created Axe Cop.
Okay, I'm interested.
I don't know what that is, but okay.
Oh my,
Or
how
we
have you
could
never
possibly
heard of
leave this
Axe
one
Cop?
for the commenters to sort through and pick out what thing they think is bad but good at the same time. Maybe.
Okay.
Like either that or we'll decide on our
Alright.
own. So yeah, Brad, take it away.
Right. What? Taken away to what?
Well, let's
Take it away to
finish
the
this. Let's finish this off.
Alright, well, so at the end of
We
the
need
day,
an
what
outro.
we've learned that fire gives you
Well,
superpowers.
kids, what have we learned today?
We've learned that fire gives you superpowers. Tentas mean nothing, and that 12-year-old
You can
kids,
kill someone with one punch.
yeah, and that 12-year-old kids can get guns. I have been Brad. Aaron, say hi or bye.
Don't move to Detroit.
Yep, that's what we've learned today. All right, Bryce,
And
go ahead.
Jesus. Well, what I've learned today is that the laws of physics apparently do not apply at all. But yeah, I have been Bakuop, and we will see you guys in the next video.